Hello everyone, this is Darryl20 and welcome to episode 107 of Darryl20's Let's Play of FTB Sky's Expert Mode, where I'm building up some DT fuel. Yeah, I sure am. Let's eject all our upgrades now. We shouldn't need those no more because we shouldn't really need you guys doing all that much DT fueling. You can actually uninstall and uninstall as well. Nice. Alright. So now what I would like you to do is on the front, you can no longer eject gases. Boom. And now you're going to build up, and you're going to drain out, and that should be cool. So I think that's 100 DT fuel. Now between episodes I updated the pack, and as a result there's a whole bunch of quests to hand in. I don't even know what to expect here, so I should probably organize my inventory for a second. Let's do this. Let's memory slot you off, put you away, and then memory slot you on, and that's going to be cool. And I can put away a bunch of other junk, including reactor glass and laser focus and all that good stuff. I'd like this inventory to be as clean as possible, but I think that should be sufficient. Alright, let's hand in some stuff, because I have no idea what all this is. And I just want to clean up my quest book stuff, because, yeah. There we go, so that cleaned that up. Anything of real value here? Ooh. Some loots. A few, nothing too exciting. Just kind of like, oh wow. They give you a netherite spacesuit now for going to Glacio? Hacks. These quest rewards I'm getting. Laser IO. Ooh, they gave me the book on Laser IO. I know how to play it though, because reasons. There's reasons I know how Laser IO works. Airbending and you got me the Pneumaticraft manual. Looks like it's all manual stuff. Okay, all good to go. So now back to the overpowered chapter. So let's talk about what we're working on today. I need to get 100 billion FE and 100 buckets of liquid DT fuel to start the final chapter of overpoweredness. And that's what we're kind of working on right now. So I need to build up 1 billion FE, and we're about a little less than a quarter of the way there. So this is probably going to take a hot minute, but we'll get her done as quick as possible. I'll do my best. Looks like it's almost going to let me sleep. There we go. So once that laser builds up, we'll be able to start our reactor. Now to really get the thing going, we're going to need our whole ROM, which I made between episodes here. I actually made 2 by mistake, but that's okay. I forget how much you actually need to store. Oh, 10. Okay, cool. So I'll let this thing sit here. And then what's going to happen is eventually all the deuterium and tritium will back stuff in there, and we can just leave this thing alone. And there'll be extra in case our reactor ever fails, right? So I think all I need to do is put that in there, make sure that there's some deuterium and tritium in here, make sure our injection rate is decent, and then once we get 1 billion FE, I think that's all we need to do to start this reactor, which will be good because I'm actually having a little bit of a problem. And that problem is, I feel like we're getting close to having a lot of nuclear waste build up in here. See how much nuclear waste there is? We're actually not burning through our antimatter fast enough. Usually, we can kind of keep up with antimatter production, but I forgot that the FTB team nerfed the industrial turbine. So we're actually producing less power than we would normally. And that's kind of a bad deal for us. Now what I could try doing is amping up my fission reactor burn time and see if we get a little bit more FE out of it. But I'm hesitant to do that because I feel like last time we were playing with these numbers, 30 is about where we landed as being stable. So we could try doing 32. I think 32 was the stable. I think anything a little higher, like if we went to 35, we're actually okay at 35, but are you okay? Yeah, not terrible. You're keeping up? Maybe it's that we weren't producing enough RAM at 30. Anything above 30? So let's try, I think we could hit 40 NBC. Definitely not 40. about 37? 37 also shows a net loss. 36? 36 is back to a net gain, and we're good again. That might be capping it out, 736. So I might want to go 35 just to be safe. And I think we'll be cool there. Yeah. Okay. I think that's cool. Okay. Yeah, I think we want to keep it at 35. So a little bit higher burn rate, which means a little bit higher nuclear waste production, by the way. But hopefully not the end of the world. Now, it looks like we're not producing fissile fuel fast enough to maintain this, and that's where that number came from. So if we go back to 30, we'll have a slight net gain on nuclear fuel, fissile fuel. And I forget whose throttle that was. I think it's probably you. So I could throw just a few upgrades in there, which you can see I made a few more of between episodes. About 2 and 2. That's going to burn through hydrofluoric acid pretty darn quick. Yeah, it might not be a great idea. We'll have to wait and see if that becomes a problem for us. Well, in theory, eventually we'll balance out, right? Try to, like, maximize... See, if I do that, now we're definitely producing enough. It's just a question of whether or not we'll be producing enough chemical oxidizer. Can I upgrade you a little bit? Probably can. But at what cost? Indeed, what cost? 800 FE? You know, that is pretty quick. Gotta give it points for being pretty darn quick. We'll just have to see if the cake duction will be able to keep up with that. Asking for all kinds of trouble here. I remember having too many of those was a problem for temperature. Now that I think about it. Oh well, we'll let it sit and see how much trouble we just got ourselves into in a bit. The main thing we're working on right now is just waiting for this thing to build up power. So, yeah, we're going to need to be patient. So I think what I'll do is let's at least just hand in this stuff. So if I take you and you... I believe it's going to be 4 buckets. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that'll leave a little excess there. And what we can do is set you to our liquid DT fuel. There you go, 64. 96, 97, 98, 99, 100. Boom. Quest complete. Alright, so now let's go ahead and just wait for the laser to build up. Cool, so we'll be back in a few minutes. Alright, a little bit of tick accelerating help later, and we're at 1 billion FE. Does that work? I think that controls how much we'll fire. So it'll, like, at most fire 1 billion FE, right? Maybe I should just make it like, I don't know, 1 billion should be fine. It should work, right? How about 1.1 billion? Just to be safe. All right, so what should happen when we fire the laser is there's already deuterium and tritium inside the reactor. The whole ROM's in there. The laser will activate the reaction and kick things off, and then we'll start producing Fe. That's the theory, right? So we've got a whole ROM in there. We've got fuel in there. We've got the injection rate ready to go. Set it up to 4. We'll probably bump it up higher, and go. Sweet. Okay, now you guys don't need power no more. Now you're building up energy. So over here, we're going to want a generators network. Now I kind of feel like you were always a little bit weird in that you don't extract energy, right? Do you? So what I could do is like a flux point. And he's still not extracting energy. He's supposed to push. That's why he's supposed to work. Reactor. So what I think I'm going to have to do is I think laser IO is going to be too slow in this version. I made it a little bit better in later versions, but in this version it's a little bit slow. So I think our best bet here would be teaching this dude how to make ultimate energy guys, right? Ultimate universal cables, which needs elites, which needs advanced, which needs basics. And that goes into an induction smelter. And I'm assuming you have plenty of Certus quartz dust, right? Yes. Time for a pattern upgrade. Okay. Ultimate universal cable, go. Not too shabby. Getting there, making the steel now. And then that, and then that. Sweet. There you go. And that's how you roll. Okay. So now your numbers show what happened? We had enough fuel? Do you need a higher injection rate, or did you stop because we didn't drain power out fast enough? What? Yeah, that's what's up. I'm confused. Is it because we didn't drain the power out? It shouldn't be. I didn't think a backstopping of power would make the reactor stop running. But definitely the temperature went down, so we're gonna have to pay a little bit better attention to that. Yeah. So it's making a little bit RF still, but definitely not a lot. So we're gonna need this thing to be rezapped. That's okay. We can get it there. We just have to tick accelerate a whole bunch, but yeah, it's doable. Up to 800. Up to 900. We might break close to it. That'll get us to 1 billion. Easily. Alright, so we need another hull ROM. With another bunch of DT fuel. Now explain to me why you didn't keep running, because that doesn't actually make a whole lot of sense to me. Go. Okay, so reactor's running. It's been a while since I played with these, but like... temperature's going down. Deuterium and tritium is what goes in, right? Now temperature's going up. Maybe the number was too low? Could be. So how much RF per tick are we making now? $66,000? Not terrible. Wonder if fusion reactors got a little bit of a adjustment in this this pack as well. It's been a while since I played with them, so I kind of always forget, like, you know, what a normal amount of stuff is, but what I should probably have here is a tank, by the way. Like a big buffer tank. More. And then this and that. And then finally you and you. Do is turn you off on the side for a minute. No more ejecting, which means you'll drain. And then yes to ejecting. And you're gonna accept on the left for gases and eject on the top. That should be cool. Did the reaction shut off again? Was that quick enough to make the reaction die? That's annoying. That's annoying. Really? Really? We might need more lithium production, but we're gonna have to keep an eye on that. Wonder if that's why it died before. I'm not sure. Looks like somebody's got another boost to go. So lithium production. Talk to me. What's so slow? Why so slow, lithium brine production? When you've got all these amazing torches next to you. I wonder if it's the heat. The heat might be the problem. Or it might be the lack of water? Am I crazy, or are you not having any water in you? Now, you're getting water, just not fast enough? That could be. Should we laser IO it? I could do that. I could do laser IO with overclockers. So down would be an extract. West would be an insert. Down's extract would be overclocked. And it might not have been mechanism that was too slow. It might be the aqueous accumulator. So how about augments? We can do you. Can you accept these? No. So I think all you can get is the augment. If I need more water than that, we'll have to come up with another water generating solution. But I feel like this one boosts it pretty good, doesn't it? Feel like it does? Looks like another hull ROM's in our future, by the way. Those take a minute to make. Just waiting on the aluminum. Now, in fairness, we should be able to torch up this dude, shouldn't we? That's definitely pumping more water in. And as a reminder, that thing only runs at night, or during the day, because it's solar. That's another thing to keep in mind. That's another thing to keep in mind, is that'll only run during the day. Which might be a little bit of a problem, but that's why I made the tank, so it would build up a buffer of tritium during the day, and then hopefully that would be cool. Now we're cooking. Now would you... That's looking better, right? Feeling better. We'll have to see if it is better. Definitely producing faster, which is nice. And then how'd you go? Okay, cool. Hull ROM ready? Yep. Alright, let's fire it up yet again. We're gonna have to make sure that we're producing enough tritium to keep this guy happy. Right? And then the question will be, that is a net gain, so that is good. Okay. And what I can do here is prep this properly. You can be eject on top, input on the bottom. And then if I'm fast enough, you're building up, and you're not losing deuterium, and you didn't die. Cool. Alright, so now, hopefully we can bump up our metrics here to like 40. And then hopefully you're going to be producing a little bit more heat. So the temperature's going up, and then as the temperature goes up, the RF production will go up. And hopefully that'll be cool. In theory. And then the question will be, we are not making enough tritium to keep up with that rate. So that is a little bit of a problem. You need some speed upgrades. Much faster. Okay, but the question is, are you now keeping up? We have to wait for this to burn out its backlog and then decide, and I'm feeling like it's... So here's the problem. It's very close, but it only runs during the day. So we need it to be like twice as fast. Right? Because either that or we have to make sure that it's always daytime, which presents its own problems. So if I got an ultimate mechanical pipe, and we did that, now you're going to need a little bit more water production. Maybe. Then how are you doing? Probably use a couple torches. Maybe. Maybe that works. What about you guys? Like, if I'm tick accelerating you, are you heating it up more and then it gets hotter? significantly good question. Maybe. So now the question is, how do I speed this water thing up even more? Because we're not producing water fast enough now. Believe it or not. How else can we get water? Nope, nope. None of this feels right to me. Maybe... No, you're an unbottler. You don't actually produce water, you just unbottle it. And remember, the sink in this pack, it says provides water to recipes, but it doesn't act as an infinite water source, which is a bummer. We tried that, right? So I might just need, like, maybe a second aqueous accumulator. That could work. With another one of these. Goodness gracious, it breaks so slow without a proper tool. There you go. And then a laser IO on the down. Extract, overclock. Like that, right? And now you should be running. Yep, we just need to wait for the augment to make it worth it. Which actually completed rather quickly. So now, better water production? Nice. Way better. Probably don't need you guys. Maybe. We'll see. Feels pretty good to me. And then hopefully you're producing enough liquid lithium to make this work really well. You seem like you're doing a lot. Now, what temperature are you? Did you die again? How are you dying? How? Explain it to me like I'm 5 years old, because it makes no sense. You have plenty of tritium. You have plenty of deuterium. Why are you burning out? Because you really, really shouldn't be, as far as I understand it. Unless there was like a big change to the way fusion reactors work in this pack. You should not be burning out. Alright, let me come back in a minute, because this makes zero sense to me. Unless I'm doing something really dumb, which is very much possible for Dyer. But I don't think so. Right? Unless we ran out of something, which I don't think we did. Maybe we ran out of deuterium? It's possible. Maybe we're not producing enough heavy water. That could be. Maybe we didn't... Yeah, maybe we don't have enough heavy water going on. That's very possible. We're going to want another couple pumps. Oh, that's right. This was an annoying recipe. Iron plates. Let's see if this is it. Five. Mechanism filter. I bet this is probably it. Oxide alloys are slow. Let me tell you. And then steel plates and redstone flux coils. That should be good. Five of those dudes now. Okay, and then finally what we want are the pumps. One, two, three, four, five. And then what I like to do is place them in world so that we can stage them with the filters, right? Wow, what's taking steel plates so long? I guess you're making a lot. Well, we can at least start. So you... How about 6? Does that sound like a good number? Are you running? I think so, because it's doing 20 millibuckets now. Okay. So then we're going to want one, two, three, four. Cool. So you go, you, I might bump them all up to 8, but we'll see. We'll see how this all does, right? So presumably you're building up heavy water. And then if we get more mechanical pipes, actually that might be enough. Don't do that. What are you even doing there? Goodbye. Don't be annoying. What even is that I'm doing? I don't know. Are you ready to go? Almost. A little bit of that, and we should be cool. All right, so now maybe we're producing deuterium fast enough. Hopefully. But yeah, that might have been my problem. We ran out of deuterium that time. I hope we don't have a nuclear reaction problem, because I feel like we're probably getting close to having one. Let's get this guy fired. There we go. Go. Did I forget to put the whole ROM in there? I may have. Dyer, please! Did I even make the whole ROM? Yes. Should have checked. While you go, let's go in here and check this guy out. We're getting there, actually. We are going to have a nuclear waste problem, like, really soon if we don't solve this. Well, maybe not that soon, because we're getting low on fissile fuel. Maybe I should bump you back down to 30 for the time being. Getting there. Alright, back in a minute. Oh, you know what? I think the reaction kicked off. Oh, cool, because it heated up the reactor, and that was enough heat to kick off the reaction once I put the whole ROM in. So we're actually running. So that's cool. So now we've got plasma, we've got case, we've got... $100-ish thousand? Not terrible. Okay. How are you doing? You're kind of breaking even. You're almost exactly, like, you're really breaking even. And you're hopefully net gaining. Yep. But we'll have to see how it goes over the course of a full day. And then the real question is, how high does this get? Right? How hot does it get? So what I should probably have is an extra hole on handy. Just in case. Now, eventually this thing's heat will balance out, right? So it's not at its max temperature yet. And because it's not at its max temperature yet, it's not at its max production yet. Now what I might do is throw some more speed upgrades in here, because each of you... So speed 40, energy 40, go. Right? 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, and now we should be net gaining, no problem. Now, are you still climbing? A little bit. So if we wanted to, we could speed this up a smidge. Now, hopefully that's not going to hurt. Yeah, it should be fine. We'll survive. If we really wanted to, we could do something like that, right? And then at some point, once this tick acceleration wears off, we'll see if we're, like, stabilized yet. Getting there-ish? So I feel like that's kind of low. I wonder if fusion reactors got nerfed a little bit. So I think what I'll do is sit here and babysit this thing a little bit. It's not producing quite the amount of power I was hoping that it would. Which may not bode well for our need... keep that thing running. But we'll see. But it is probably wrapping up point. So for now, Del20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Let's come back next time. I'm going to babysit this thing a little bit, like I said, and see what kind of, what kind of stuff I can do to make it run a little bit better. Like, we could always go the steam route, which I think makes it more efficient, right? Doesn't this produce steam or something, which is better? I don't know. We'll see. For now, though, gotta wrap up. So, hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Take it easy.